some mushrooms and then I added some I deglazed the pan and I caramelized these mushrooms real dark, added some liquid smoke and a lot of salt to get those mushrooms to really absorb a lot of the salt and liquid smoke taste. And then I then started adding the oven, the pans, the oh my gosh, I can't even think. What am I trying to say? The oven roasted bell peppers and stuff. Then I put that inside the pot, caramelized that, then I added the greens and the water and then I'm simmering it now. Taya is saying heavy cream is good for mac and cheese. We use carnation milk. When you say heavy cream, are you talking about whipping cream? That is interesting. That is interesting. Okay, very interesting. Wait a minute, Paula, you have a twin sister? Is she identical? That is so interesting. I did not know you had a twin sister. This is my first time hearing about this. All right, so here. So phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. Uh-oh. What's going on with the thing? Oh my goodness, my thing is not. Let me see. Oh, my thing got disconnected for some reason. I don't know how it got disconnected. But here, let me reconnect it first. I don't know how it got disconnected, but let me reconnect real quick. But yeah, so if no one wants to call me, nobody wants to talk to me this today. Give me one second. I just have to reconnect my thing. I don't know how it became disconnected, which is very interesting. All right. Oops. All right. Hey, what's going on? It's just not. It's not connecting for some weird reason. I wonder why. It's like some sort of error is going on behind the scenes. Oh no, it's there. It's just not coming up. Well. I don't know what's going on. All right. Oh, wow. Wow. So we've been bumped offline. Wow. I don't know what's going on. YouTube bumped us off for some reason. But I don't know why they bumped us off. We didn't talk about anything out of the did we didn't talk about anything crazy? Wow. I don't know what's happening with these broadcasts. All right. All right. I don't know what's going on, but welcome back everyone. The phone lines are open 323-488-3149. I don't even know if anyone is calling. Let me check the list of calls. Oh, wow. It looks like I missed a few calls. Let me check the sound of my ringer. I'm sorry, you all. If you want to call in now, go ahead and call in 323. The number is going across the screen. Heavy cream, butter, and cheese to make a roux. Yeah. But wait, when I wanted to know if you're talking about whipping cream. And so LaRonda is saying, nope, celebrate no pagan holidays. Yeah, you see, you have been brainwashed into thinking that there's something wrong with the word pagan. And these religious people have made the word pagan synonymous with devil worship, and it's not. And you've been bamboozled, unfortunately. And it's like, these are the times that, sometimes we just hear things and we just continue to think a certain thing. But this is the time that we need to examine what it is that we've been taught and look into it. Watch the beginning part of this video. All right, there we go. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from? Uh-oh. Hello? Oh, we're having a technical difficulty. All right. I don't know what's happening. We we're having. Oh, this thing is loud. Hold on. All right.
Hey, Tonya.
Hey, who is where? What's your name and where you calling from?
Tonya, this is Kepper Bayat Felicia. I spoke with you several times before. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm wonderful, wonderful.
Okay, so
I don't
talk
even
to
know
me.
why I called. I just noticed that you had got bumped off, and I noticed that you came back on. So I said, let me just call in.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, now you're live on the air. What are your thoughts about the holiday? What are your thoughts about celebrating for the sake of celebrating, not even on the day, but sometime during the year?
Well, I'm normally a person who is really celebratory around Thanksgiving and Christmas, but this year has been a little different for whatever reason. So this year, my mom wanted me to come to New York, but for whatever reason, I just really haven't wanted to go. So I just decided to stay home with my youngest son and just celebrate. So, it's always good to be around family, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well, what's going
sometimes it's
on?
just
What is making this year different than other years?
well, Tanya, I really can't tell you. I know that I had a death in my family
Mm,
in August. My niece passed. It was in the news. And she was a young lady who got hit on the interstate on a Bruckner.
mm,
It has been really hard. But for whatever reason, I can't put my finger on it. I really can't. My mom, she wanted me to come down. She's been asking me for the last 2 weeks, but and it's not like money is an issue or anything like that. It's just in my spirit, I just don't want to come. So I've just decided to stay home. And, I'm typically, like I said, a person who's, into Thanksgiving and Christmas, put, trees up and decorate. I haven't
yeah.
been in that space in a minute. I haven't been in that space. And I'm just trying to just be patient with myself to really reflect on why, wonder why.
Well, you know what? If your spirit is telling you not to travel a certain route, listen to your spirit. I say that. If you're feeling warnings about traveling the route, listen to your spirit. If you're just kind of in the doldrums and you do want to go, you do want to be with family, sometimes you got to kind of push yourself. And sometimes, because I remember, because my mother died around Thanksgiving time. And so
Mm,
for a long time, we didn't celebrate. And I remember there was one year that we decided to get together. And we really kind of just forced ourselves to get together. And somebody pulled out the paper plates and was like, oh, it's just us. And I was like, just us? I was like, no. I said, pull out that good china. And we pulled out the good china and we made a point to celebrate. It's like sometimes you just have to kind of go through the motions. I mean, if you've been in a long term relationship, sometimes you just have to kind of really go through the motion to begin and then you get into
mhm.
it. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
Mhm.
talking about for the young people
Yes,
out there, you
yes.
don't know just yet.
Yes, yes, I do, I do. Well, I thank you for that, because that's an affirmation for me. Actually, say I was considering it, but it just wasn't in my spirit, so I just chose to stay home, and I'm just going to enjoy myself, me and my son, this weekend, and just love on me and love on my son, and and be happy.
Yeah, and I think that that is why it's important. And I'm glad that you called in because this is what happens when we don't have a set date, right? When we don't have a set date, it's easy to just kind of be like, oh, I don't really feel like doing that now. Oh, and maybe another time. Oh, maybe next week. Oh, maybe then the next thing you know, it becomes next year. And then before you know it, I mean, how many of us who have had children come into our lives that the only way that you can really tell that it's been 10 years is because you have a living entity on this earth whose age cannot be denied. You know what I mean? So it's like you're like,
Yes.
"Oh wow, that was 5 years ago because Charlotte is 5 now." So time can just go by if we don't take the time out each year to acknowledge it's been a year. This is that time of year. And at this time of the year, on this date, we do XYZ. Otherwise, life will just really kind of just flow by.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, Tanya, I love your show. I tune in as much as I can. And, during this time, my prayers are with you and your family. I hope that you're in, happiness, love, and all the goodness of this life. You deserve it. And you are, really an inspiration to a lot of people. So I thank you for the work that you're doing.
Thank you. You're so sweet. And send me a picture of the plate that you make.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, then. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right. Phone lines are open again. Yeah, we should be doing a celebration each season. We should be doing a celebration in the fall, a celebration in the winter, a celebration in the spring, and a celebration in the summer. If you think about it, we do have holidays for all of these different seasons, and you can create your own. You can look at the calendar and say, you know what? On this particular date, we are going to celebrate XYZ, period. And then just tell the family, bring the family together and do your thing. Or if you just want to celebrate with yourself, because during the pandemic, we did celebrate. We celebrated birthdays, we celebrated. And, and I'm glad that we did, especially, for young people. Our young people are suffering, especially if you have an adolescent or a person who is, hold on, hold on. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Philistine Gibson, and I'm calling from Canada, New Brunswick.
Hey, we got Canada in the house, eh? How you doing, Philistine? Talk to us.
I'm great, thanks. How are you? I love your show.
Thank you. So what is your comment today regarding everything that we're talking about?
Well, I'm black and I'm indigenous, and I raised my children not to celebrate all of these pagan religions.
I hear myself in the background. There's a little bit of a delay. So if you could turn that down, that would be great.
Oh, there we go.
All right. And so, okay. However, especially since you're indigenous, what is it that you do each year as the seasons come and go, as the years come and go, to make sure that you do celebrate life or the spring or the winter, summer? What do you
We
do?
have harvests.
Okay. So talk to us about
Uh,
that.
Well, we have a community garden. We plant and have our own eggs and honeybees and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
every meal, we're grateful, we're thankful, but we go above and beyond. Instead of, Halloween, we don't celebrate that. We celebrate harvest.
Wonderful. Around which date is harvest?
Well, it's at the end of October, November.
Okay, so it's at the end. Does it come on a particular date or does
No,
it?
it's
Mhm.
when everybody's available at the same time.
Okay, that is wonderful. See, and I think that that is absolutely what it's all about. What do you do in the winter? What do you do for celebration for the winter? What is that called?
We just have a big like a big meal, a big turkey. We raise
Oh,
our own meat.
okay.
The most important thing is I have 3 boys,
Mm-hmm.
and I've taught them and I've educated them and I've explained to them that America is the original Egypt, that the American black men and women are kings and queens, that we vibrate at a higher frequency than the white Homo sapiens, the white man. I
Okay.
have educated the children, explain things. They don't teach this in the schools. My youngest boy's 18, and I was homeschooling him. They're always calling Child Protective Services constantly. I
Who?
lived in just people. When you're black and Indigenous, and you live in Canada, and you have a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home, and you're taking care of your father who's 83, and you're living a good life, and you live in an all-white community. You're living too high and mighty. So
Okay.
in 1 year, they've called authorities on us when I was raising the kids, church, Bible studies, all that stuff, which we've changed it. But they don't like to see you teach and educate. They want they want our minds enslaved. We pay
I have
cash for our homes. We pay cash
I
for our
have a
vehicles.
question. I have a question for you, Philistine.
Mm-hmm.
You said that you all have a community garden. Where is this community garden?
I'm in New Brunswick, Renews. This is an all-white community.
So who are the people who have this garden with you and have the full harvest with you?
I have 3 boys, and I have a very small, select few Jamaicans, Africans, and blacks. They don't live in this community, but they are from other countries that are here in the province, and we're all on the same page mentally.
Okay. Okay. Because I was
Living in
wondering, why
Canada,
are you surrounded by these people who don't, whose vibration is that you consider to be so low? Why are you in this community?
we moved here 6 years ago with my dad. I took care of my mom for 10 years. I took care of my dad for 13. I had to bring the family here because I'm electromagnetic sensitive. And what that means is I'm allergic to Wi-Fi, cell phones, power stations.
Okay. Kind of like in Better Call Saul, like his brother.
Like who?
There was a show called Better Call Saul, and his brother, had aversion to Wi-Fi and electricity and stuff like that as well.
Yes, we had a beautiful home 50 feet from a power station, and we had an extra home for homeless people. And growing up in that home, it was making everybody sick. And my brother died with cancer. And I grew up, I got married at 19, but I couldn't have children because my husband's sperm couldn't penetrate the egg because the egg was hard boiled from the dirty electricity. So moving away, getting divorced, and then moving back to the homestead, renovating it, I started getting sick all over again. So I figured out why other people were dying from heart attacks and cancer, and why my children's marks, because we lived in the States and their marks were high 90s, and they got awards for not missing any days in school. We move into the home, we renovate it, it's brand new. Why are the children getting sick? Why am I having seizures? Why are they not going to school? Blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wow.
It was the power station. We had to leave a beautiful home. So the government didn't like the idea that I figured it all out. They knew about this. So the specialist said that I had to move. So we moved, and we moved a couple of times. So this place here, we paid cash for it 6 years ago. We moved here. It's 10 miles from a cell. I can work here. I can survive and live here. But this was just so that we could heal, or I could heal. But Dad passed away as soon as we moved here. But
And so you said people are calling CPS on you?
well, when we first moved here, you show up, you have horses, you have show dogs, you have peacocks, and, nobody knows who you are. My son, he's 18 now, but he was being homeschooled, and my father bought him a piano for private piano lessons, and, we kind of felt it was time for him to get registered in the school system. So he was registered for online courses and in the school system here. And the principal, everything went great. And then I got a phone call from the vice principal asking if I needed any help financially with the tutoring. She already knew that the government gives you 12 hours or 14 hours of free tutoring. And I explained to her, no, I don't. And then Child Protective Services showed up, but I already had the same department show up to certify the home for foster care. So they don't know what they're doing.
What
They
were
have
some of the
no clue what to
complaints when CPS was coming? What were the complaints about?
I'm not sure what the complaint was about, but
No
they
one
showed
told you what
up.
the complaint was? They didn't tell you what you were being accused of?
Oh, I don't know. It it didn't make any sense. Just being nosy, that's all that it was about. Just being nosy. Somebody new in town, a single, half decent looking woman in town. She's got horses and show dogs. We need to know who she is. Just nosy people.
Okay. So nothing happened. You said that they called several times, but you said your children are over 18 now.
Oh, yeah, now. When we lived in Nova Scotia, they called 100 times in 1 year, which is 3 times a week. It was systematically bullying.
Is there
There
a
was no
particular
peace.
so you said that you're Native American as well. Was there no reservation that you could be on in peace?
I I refuse to go live on a concentration camp reserve.
Is the reservation a concentration camp?
My my mother had 11 children. My grandmother kept us off the reserve and kept us all off the reserve. I have 11 brothers and sisters. Child Protective Services took all of them but me and my younger brother. They were molested, they were raped
Listen, we
by
cannot
men
talk about
and
this. We
women.
cannot talk about this on the broadcast. There are certain words we were already taken off air.
Oh,
There's certain
I'm
words we
sorry,
just
but
can't say. You can say capital R word or capital M word,
um,
but we can't say
okay,
certain words
sorry.
on YouTube and Facebook and stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, you know
no.
what? I'm sorry that this happened. I don't know what's going on in Canada. I
Canada
somebody
is a fake place. They smile in your face and they'll cut your throat. This is not a safe place to be an overachiever. They don't like the idea that I paid cash for houses or pay cash for vehicles. They want you a slave to the system.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't know. I hope you're paying your taxes because that
Well,
could
I
be
do
what's
pay my
alerting
taxes.
people.
That's
Okay.
that's one thing that I do pay. I don't have a mortgage. I do pay
Okay.
my taxes.
I'm
You
talking
know, my
about
phone
taxes
bill.
on your income because if you're showing up with 500,000 or $1 million in cash, you said you're in a 5-bedroom house and you're paying cash.
That
I just hope you have a paper trail to show how you made the money so that the
that
government is
house
not in your business.
that house was my mom's house. She got
Oh,
sick years ago.
okay.
So she gifted it to me, and then 10 years after my mom got better, Dad got sick. So I got the house and I fixed it up, and then Dad moved in with me.
You said you
And
paid
Dad,
cash for the house.
pardon me?
You said you paid cash for the house.
The house here in New Brunswick, my dad and I did, yes.
But you said the house was your mother's house, so why are you paying cash for a house that's already yours?
In Nova Scotia, that was my mom's house, and she gave that to me. The house here in New Brunswick, my father and I paid cash for it. My dad was
Okay.
in the military,
You see,
so we had,
Philistine,
yes,
there's just so much of this story that is just unverifiable. Like, and you know, and I appreciate you calling and wanting to share your story. It's just that there's so many different layers to this, and so much of it that is really you, an unknown person who we don't know, making claims, and then now you say that your father worked for the government, but 11 of your
I
mother's
said,
children were taken away.
my father used to be with the military.
Right, that's the
I'm the
government.
youngest, I'm the youngest girl of 11 children.
Right, but you
Child
said all of
Protective
them were
Service,
taken away, but your father also
yes,
worked for the military.
And he worked for CN Rail.
Right. But what I'm saying is, on the one hand, you're saying the government is, participating in activities out to get you, but your father was also employed by the government.
Mhm.
So it's like there there's I don't know, it's just we just there's just so much of this
Being
that we
being different and raising your children off the reserve is a big no-no. Being an overachiever and being black and or indigenous is a no-no. Having your own opinion is a no-no. They want you to fall in line and be sheeps here. And if you don't, you get reprimanded. And they have their sneaky little ways of doing it that looks
okay.
legit and that looks legal.
Okay. Well, you know what, Philistine, we appreciate you calling in and letting us know about her harvest and those things. Thank you for letting us know. Thank you for speaking about what you say is your experience in from Nova Scotia and in other parts of Canada. One of my suggestions would be to find a place that you can really truly call home, where you don't have neighbors that are out to get you or in your business or doing these
Exactly.
sneaky things. So if you need to move again, I suggest that you move. No, I'm serious. I'm not
No,
joking.
we're putting the property up for sale.
Yeah. And one thing that I hope that you can do is the area that you're thinking about moving into, that you drive around, meet some of the people in the area. If they are looking at you funny or you get a strange vibe, maybe that's not the right area for you. But find yourself a community that is diverse enough that you're not going to stand out around people that you say are low vibrational. Okay?
Yeah, I will.
All right. Well, thank you so much. You have a great rest of your evening. Enjoy
You
your
too.
fall
Thank you so
harvest.
much. Yes. God bless.
Okay. Okay. The phone lines are open. I just, the phone lines are open. I don't, the phone lines are open. 323-488-3149. You know, 323-488-3149. Somebody call in now, please. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Kathy. I'm calling from New York City.
Hey, Kathy from New York City. Welcome to the phone line.
Yes,
Welcome.
hi. So I called because I wanted to thank you.
Mm,
I am celebrating Thanksgiving. Well, I'm not. Wasn't going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I am alone for the first time for Thanksgiving. I had to. I'm not going to give you a sad story, but I separated from my family. They celebrate on Friday anyway, but so I'm going to not have anyone to celebrate Thanksgiving with this year. But because of this live, I decided to make my own meal for myself. Now
yes.
I celebrate every day. I'm not somebody who's like suffering and who's like unhappy in terms of what I do for myself. I did buy your book with
Oh,
the book of
yay.
affirmations.
Mm-hmm.
So I work on myself and I'm just saying not just that kind of thing, but like fun things, things that make me happy. I celebrate all the time. But I said, I don't know what I want to do for Thanksgiving. I kept saying that, but I listened to you And I said, you know what? I'm gonna make. I was ordering my stuff, doing online orders while you were talking with the other caller for my macaroni and cheese, which I've been craving for weeks and weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So I was ordering my cheddar, Monterey Jack, and some bread to make my stuffing. So that's what I wanted to thank you for because I really was just going to do projects. I like to do that when I'm during the holidays. When I'm home, days off, I'll find some painting to do. But I ordered some things, and I have to. I just brought them in. I bought fireplace, and I
Oh,
bought tables,
nice.
and so I've got lots of work to do in terms of that. But I didn't
Nice.
think of what to do for myself in terms of a meal. But listening to you, I said, you know what? She's cooking. I'm going to make some. I know how to cook. I'm going to make some sweet
Yeah.
potatoes and all that good stuff for myself. So I just wanted to thank you
Yeah.
for getting on the air and just sharing from from your life's well with
Yeah.
us because I really was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Just like, I'll just do my
Yeah,
projects,
this makes me
but
very
I won't
happy.
cook.
I'm happy that you're taking the time out to celebrate life and being purposeful about the celebration
Hmm.
of it.
Right. I love to celebrate with my family. I can't. I love celebrating Christmas. I celebrate Valentine's Day starting the February 1st. I celebrate spring. I'm always and the kind of person I'm always looking. If it's someone's birthday, I'm throwing a get together, or
Mm-hmm.
for Mother's Day for my mom, I'll have a celebration where the family gets together. I
Yeah.
really enjoy doing that, but that stuff is what I want to say before I go though. A lot of the conversations in general always revolve around moms and children. Some
Mm-hmm.
of us don't have any children. So I said, I asked God, if the very least I could talk about the fact that the people that have no children should remember themselves. And you're still alive. Your life is not just about catering to somebody else. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't have any children, still cater to yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that was hard for me. I don't want to go into my divorce, but it was hard for me after the marriage ended because I was so used to taking care of this person and that person, and it was really weird to cook a good meal for myself. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, let me consciously decide to make a good meal for me, not a rushed
Yeah.
meal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now every single day is amazing because
Yeah.
I cook great food just for me. So yeah, I was bypassing Thanksgiving. But no, this needs to be a great meal just for a Thanksgiving meal proper. Just
Yeah.
for me. It's okay.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
what I wanted to
And
say.
you know what? And if you need to, one thing that I found, first of all, macaroni and cheese casserole freezes very well. Make sure that you cut it up into
Mhm.
blocks before you freeze it
Exactly.
because if you
Mhm.
freeze the whole entire pan, it'll be impossible to get a serving out cuz that thing freezes solid. But you
Mhm.
can you can cut it up so like after you make it, cut up however much you have left over and it will last for indefinitely in the freezer because I ended up having Thanksgiving in July this past year, right? And I froze the macaroni and cheese and it was even better because it gets all of that if you cover it in like if you put like some water over it and then when you go to put it, to defrost it out, that extra water helps it cook even
Mm.
more and it's just nice and soft and cheesy
Okay.
and all of
That
that.
was a good
So,
tip. That's a good
yeah, and then you know
tip. Mhm.
what? Another thing that you can do is you can find so they have these uh glass meal prep kits and you can meal prep and you can just create your meal so that you can just take it out and the meal because it's glass you can put it in a pan with some hot water, cover the pan
Mhm.
over and then let that steam cook it, but you have to be careful because you don't want to break your glass by heating it up too quickly, but what I'm saying is
Exactly.
the glass,
Mhm.
freezing your stuff inside glass, letting it thaw out, and then you can heat it inside of a pan with hot water because not everybody uses the microwave. I prefer for these types of meals to be heated up, with steam. So I have not yet taken it from the freezer and put it directly in hot water, but you need to probably just let it defrost overnight in the fridge and then bring it to temperature. But there are ways that you can freeze single size servings of whatever it is that you're deciding to make, especially if you're one person. Because one of the things that I find is that when you cook, like, because there's some things that you just can't make a small amount of. You know
Right.
what I mean?
That's true.
And so if you
Mhm.
have more than you need for like a week or however long, right? Freeze the rest and then just
Mhm.
take out pieces to defrost over time.
That's a
That's my
good tip, but I have to
suggestion.
tell you, I typically cook small portions. So I bought
Really?
a small
How are
packet
you
of
gonna make a
cheese
small macaroni and cheese? Hold on, tell me
because
this
I don't
secret.
really like to eat it every day because it's too much cheese. I'm just letting myself have. I had to
Uh-huh.
decide. I said, well, you know what? You wanted macaroni and cheese for weeks, and you just said no because I don't eat it. And
Right.
so I said, okay, I'll make it for myself. I'll make something small. I really don't want to have
What size
macaroni and cheese.
cheese are
And
you
but you know what? I
getting? What
might make
size
a.
cheese are you
But you know what?
ordering? Because
Sorry.
I need
I
to
don't
hear this.
remember. I ordered it from Target. It's like a cheddar. I think it's a cheddar Monterey Jack blend or something.
Oh, so you're
I'm not
using
that
shredded cheese.
honestly. Sorry, I'm not being selective right now because I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
really. It's last minute. So I
Okay.
haven't made macaroni and cheese from scratch in a while myself. I
Okay.
typically use like I think Mexican, like this Trader Joe blend, Mexican with cheddar. I forgot my combination, but I usually
Okay.
use three different cheeses. But this time I'm going to be very simple. It's for me. It'll be good
Okay.
enough for me. I'm sure of it.
Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay.
But wait
Well,
a minute,
don't.
before we go, I
Mhm.
want to say this. Your idea is excellent because as you were talking, I realized I can make a bigger portion because I did buy a big bag of cheese because it was actually
Mhm.
on sale if I ordered it online. So anyway,
Mhm.
and I can save the rest for Christmas. I don't know what I'll be doing for Christmas, but I can leave the macaroni and you really gave great tips on how to defrost, how to cook it from the freezer because I really get that wrong. It always comes out too crispy and unbearable. So maybe I'll
Mhm.
just make a bigger portion, leave some of it for Christmas, and cook some for
Mm.
myself. As I said, I don't know where I'll be. I don't have a boyfriend right now, but I want one. So you never know.
Oh, nice. Nice.
We'll see.
Okay. All
We'll see what
right.
happens. I'm
Well,
open to it.
we appreciate it. We appreciate it, and continue to know that you matter, that your happiness matters, that your life, that your experiences, that you're taking the time out to celebrate with yourself matters.
Yep. Thanks for
Finding,
that. I
and you have
appreciate it.
friends, right?
No, I don't. Sorry to say that. I
Uh-oh,
don't.
hold on. What's going on
Yeah.
now? How did we get here? How
Okay,
did
I
we
can tell you
get
my version
here?
of how I got. You're so cute. I can tell you my version of how I got here. First of all, I don't know which direction. Well, I don't have friends because I don't know how to say it. It's gonna come out wrong and sound wrong no matter how I say it. I don't like people that much anymore because a lot of women they're always so catty. It's like I'm very easygoing and they always pushy and or like mean or sabotaging and it's and someone would say, "Oh, what kind of people are you around?" Look, I don't know. I just know that maybe I haven't stood up for myself enough and that's why it goes the way it goes. So I want to tell it the way it happens. I just
Mm.
left friends alone because to me women are too much. And then men are just always want to have into using and stuff. So I kind of
You
have
know,
no
I'm
friends.
I'm going to I'm going to say this, right?
Mhm. Are you talking? I can't hear
I'm
you.
not speaking, I'm sighing because
Oh,
I want to
okay.
say this in the
Okay.
best way possible because I
You can
want
say
to.
anything you want to.
No,
I
want
I'm not
to I want to
blaming
choose my
society.
words. I
Yeah,
want to
I'm
choose
listening.
my words.
Yes, I got it. Because you're still to speak. You don't want to say the wrong thing or. I understand. I'll listen. Go ahead.
Uh-huh. So, we find what it is that we're looking for. You know how they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, right?
Yes.
If you want to have different experiences with friends, right? You have to set that intention and you have to
Yes.
participate in activities that are more likely to have that happen.
You
So
gave that speech I think it was last week or the week before I heard that about
okay.
putting yourself out there. I do completely understand that, but at the same time, it was your question to me as to why I don't have friends. I'm not saying that it's healthy or the best way to live. I can tell you at this moment, I'm comfortable, even though I would love to have friends, but I'm comfortable in a way because all the headaches I've been through, it's like, my God, it's like, you know what? Like when I want to go somewhere, I go. I don't have to counsel 15 people or 3 people, or they
Are
backed
you
out at
not
the
in
last
your
minute.
20s anymore? You sound grown.
What'd you say?
You're not in your 20s anymore. You sound grown.
I'm an adult. I'm just saying that that's what people do, or they don't want to go where
Listen,
I want to go.
you stop
Like
me from saying,
I still want to
what it
go
is
to a
that,
party at night, and they don't want to go. They're like, I don't want to go. All right, well, I'm going without you.
listen, you're not
So I'm
hearing
saying,
me. Listen,
no, no,
listen.
no. I'm sorry if I didn't listen to you because I didn't. Maybe your voice was low
Uh-huh.
because you're speaking low.
No, but no,
Sorry. Go
no, you
ahead.
cut me off and you know that you did. You cut
I'm
me off. I was
sorry.
getting
No,
ready to say, I was,
honestly, I can't. I'm not going to tell you a lie. It's not the perfect. It's not the perfect hearing for me. Hearing it's not that perfect with this headset. So I'm not going to tell you that I didn't. I cut you off on purpose. I did not do that. So
you
you can go
did
ahead,
because
Tanya.
you
Sorry.
stopped
I
me from
apologize for that.
talking, but it's all right. It's
I'm
okay. It's
sorry.
okay.
Just go ahead.
Sometimes we
I'm sorry about
feel,
that.
sometimes
Sorry.
we're excited,
Sorry.
we just, all right, listen.
Yeah, it's true. Go ahead. I'm listening.
We've
I'm
had
eager to hear from you. Go ahead.
We've had the text notification squad for over a year, and I've talked about it many a times where we get together behind the scenes and have formed a community of people who are a support to one another, right?
Oh,
Don't act like this is the first time that you've heard me
I
mention the text notification
I
squad.
didn't understand that you guys have a forum where you get together from time to time, but I do know that you have a text notification
Hmm.
system where people get notified. I didn't realize how elaborate that was. I knew that you said you text each other, but I didn't know it gets more elaborate than that. I didn't know that.
All right. Nonetheless, right? There
Mhm.
are ways to join organizations, right, with of people of like mind. There's an entire website called meetup.com. There are
Mhm.
ways to meet like-minded people. It's a cop out when we start talking about, people are catty or people only want intercourse or whatnot. That's a cop out, because there are many different
Mhm.
types of people out there, including people who have similar interests and temperament to you.
Mhm. I
However,
totally get it. Mhm. I'm listening. I'm just chiming. Saying like that. That's a bad habit, but go ahead. I'm sorry. It's bad for
however,
you too. Sorry.
however, you have to be in a healed space of allowing.
Exactly.
Somebody mentioned volunteer
Mhm.
opportunities. Like, you follow
Yep.
your interest, but when you're ready, it'll happen. There are
Ding
people
dong. That's
who.
it. Yeah.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. Okay.
I'm disagreeing with you because that's exactly it. I'm not interested right at this moment to have a lot of friends. I know it's going to be a little bit more time for me to be open to having friends because there's other things that I'm working on.
How
But
old are
it's
you
not.
now?
That's why I didn't want to make
Oh,
it.
let
Huh?
me let me let me hear. What's your age range right now?
I don't want to talk about my age. I
No,
never
your
talk about
age
my age.
range.
I'm
You don't have to
sorry.
tell me your age, but your age range. Are we talking 30s, 40s, or above? 50s?
I don't talk my age ever. I'm sorry, Tanya. I do not tell my age. I'm sorry if it's not,
Mm.
work for the moment. But I didn't want to blame society. That's what I'm saying. I have a choice, and a lot of times I like just being on my own, and then sometimes I like to have friends. The idea of a friend. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I recognize for a long time that I like it. It's kind of selfish, right? Some moments you just want a friend, and then some moments you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. So I'm not blaming people. I'm telling you initially why I was like, oh God, and then I was comfortable. I was like, I like it. I can go anywhere I want to, and there's nobody to tell me who hear anybody's mouth. It's like, please, I don't want to go through that. So, and it's not to say that there aren't nice, wonderful people in the world. I just, in my experiences in the past, and as I said, I probably needed to be a different kind of person. I was very like pushover ish, even though I may not come off that way on the phone talking to you, but very pushover-ish and, all right, and so I probably got pushed over a lot and I need to regroup and as I regroup, then I can go out there and have healthier relationships that work for everybody, not just the other person. That makes any sense to you? I think it does.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for calling in.
And thank you for your advice. I really take it to heart. And like you said, when I'm healed and ready to have multiple kinds of relationships, I think they'll be there for me because I listened to you that day when you said go out and go into groups, and I said to myself, eeks, I'm not ready for that. I had that thought within myself. So yeah, that's really where I am. I'm not blaming people for being mean. I have to be a stronger person too, and
You
not
know
mean
what?
to them,
I'm
but just
sorry. I have
respecting
to
myself.
I have to interrupt you very quickly just
Yes.
to add this for the
Okay.
record because there's somebody in the
Mhm.
chat area that's saying that that she doesn't want friends and that that is okay too, right?
Oh, okay. Mhm.
So I want to confront that, right? I want to
Okay.
confront
Mhm.
that. Um, First and foremost, if there's a person who chooses to be with yourself is among one of the best places to ever be.
Mhm.
If you love your company, it's a great place to be. When I asked you
Mhm.
whether or not you had friends, you said that you did not have friends. You then went
Mhm.
into a conversation about how women can be so catty and oh, you don't want to
Mhm.
hear this and you don't want to hear that and people out there are like this, et cetera, et cetera. It
Right.
wasn't a conversation about, you know what, it didn't you know what, I like being, with myself. I like being on my own. I have what it is that I need. You're telling me that from the time
Mhm.
of birth until now, this point in your life, that there is nobody that you've been able to have a friendship with that has been able to be maintained. And then on top of that, right, on top of that, we're having a conversation. And I'm just going to be honest with you, right? From what it is that I'm hearing, I personally would be a little bit apprehensive about having a person with a track record of not being able to maintain healthy relationships, even with people of the same gender, for
Mhm.
the ages. I would be apprehensive about letting a person like that close to me, especially a person
Mhm.
who is speaking two different things at the same time. On the one hand, you're like, I don't blame people,
Yeah.
but your reasons for not being around people is really all about what it is that they're doing.
Can I interrupt you? What I'm said to you was this happened to me years ago, right? I switched my posture, but I recognize now, and not at this moment, but at this point in my life, that perhaps if I was a different person, if I responded to them differently than the way that I did, I would have been able to have a longer relationship with them. So that is the reason why I said. So I personally am not indicting society. As I said to you, I had my experiences and I recognized that if I was a different person within those relationships, not my marriage, those situations might have ended up differently. So I am healing and dealing with myself. And what I'm saying about my healing has nothing to do with my friendships. It has to do with me as a human being and the positions that I've decided to take as I walk through life, which might have made me feel vulnerable when I wasn't. So I'm saying to you, yes, I'm comfortable. And there are moments where I want friendships because it's selfish. And there are moments where I'm very comfortable with myself. So I recognize that I should have friends. I think it's healthier. You need relationships in your life. So I am working on the certain things within me that I'm very aware of now that need to change in order for me to be healthy enough. And I don't mean this in this far-fetched sense of being unhealthy, but in real ways, I didn't handle situations the way they could have been handled. And as I said, not that I had to be mean to a person, just respecting myself more. They were just being a regular person that's flawed.
And I didn't respond to that in the way that I could have so that we might have been able to maintain a relationship. Do you understand that what I'm saying? So I am not telling anybody in the chat, I'm not even looking at it because I don't know what they're saying. I'm only talking to you. I
Right.
am not saying that you have to have no friends. I absolutely look forward to having friends. But at this particular day in November, I don't have any and I'm comfortable. I'm uncomfortable. Let's put it this way. I'm uncomfortable with trying to make friends today. I can chat with somebody from a distance, but to get fully engaged and we're going places and let's go out, that makes me very uncomfortable. So that means I have a little issue. You understand? So that's what I was saying. I didn't know which angle to discuss this because I recognize my role in all of this in my life because it's my life. And I cannot blame everyone. Everyone's being a person. If they said something to me that I didn't like, I could have spoken up. I didn't. So I'm not going, I don't mean to say that they're bad. Some of them were terrible. And some of them I need to walk away. That's life. But I have to be a different kind of person to have these healthy relationships.
And
Do
what are
you
you
understand?
doing
So
for
no, I'm not.
self-healing?
So I'm not
What
attacking
are
the
you
world. It's
doing?
impossible.
What are you
Huh?
doing for
Sorry?
self-healing? What are you doing for self-healing?
Well, I am, and first of all, I had to recognize what was wrong. So I recognized what was wrong with me. What I do, I don't want to talk about everything, but I do. Your affirmations is one thing, a lot of thought process, a lot of reflection, a lot of being in the moment when I'm out in public, I'm getting a lot of understanding through prayer. And I want to say this before somebody gets the wrong idea. I am absolutely not telling people that they could just go to church and everything is going to work out. I am not telling you that because that is not true. That's not my experience. But I have been listening to, I'm so feel like on the spot. I can't say everything, but it's so much soul searching, so much praying, so many interactions with different people online, talking with people, listening to different videos or your show, or maybe there's a therapist, lots of different things. And I come to understand where I sit. Okay. I have a
Have
certain way that
you
I was raised. And
have
so
you
now I'm
okay, so
allowing
listen,
can,
you answered
sorry?
that question. So I just want to
Did I
ask you a
answer you?
follow-up.
Oh, sure.
Yes,
Sorry. Go
you
ahead.
answered the question. So I don't
Oh,
want you to
okay.
continue to
You
go
want to
on.
continue? Go ahead. Sure, sure.
Yeah,
You
I
sure?
wanted
Yeah,
to
because
ask
you
you a
have to direct
follow-up
this.
question.
Okay.
Have you worked with a psychological professional?
I we did, but she was not getting paid, so I haven't found one as yet, and that's something I wanted desperately. So
When
I'm
you say
working on the
we
process
did,
of
you're
getting
talking
another
about you
therapist.
and your ex-husband?
Pardon me?
You said we
I didn't
did. Are
hear.
you talking about you and your ex-husband?
No, 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 absolutely not. I'm not sure. I had a therapist, but I'm working on in the process of getting another one. But I don't have one right now.
You
But I'm
said
working on
we
that.
did. Who's the we
I
that you're
don't.
talking about?
What was the question that you asked me?
I said, have you
Did
worked
I
with a
have a therapist?
psychological professional?
I
And you
don't know
said
where
we
that came
did.
from. Maybe I thought about the therapist in my head and saying that, yeah, I did. I didn't. I did have a therapist, and I guess I meant we did. I was working with somebody. I was working with this therapist from Yonkers, and she didn't get paid, so we
You have
ended that. I don't know
insurance?
what happened with her. Yeah, I do, but it's been hard. I called everybody they gave me. Things happen at the right time, so I'm continuing to look
When was the last
for
time
that.
that you
But
made phone calls?
what's the last time I made phone calls?
When
We've
was the
talked to
last time you
people,
made
with friends.
phone calls for the therapist?
Last week, I just was writing. What's today? Wednesday, probably Monday, trying to tell them that I was with CVS to try to figure out a way that they could take my payment from my healthcare carrier. So yeah,
CVS?
I'm not
The
some.
pharmacy?
Yeah, they have a minute clinic situation where they have therapy sessions there. Yeah, they have therapists.
At
You can
CVS?
do. Yeah, absolutely. You can do your in person or what you call that, the other one, over the phone.
Well,
Yeah, CVS. So I'm
let me
working
let
on
me
that. Yeah,
so hold on.
yeah.
Um, I don't know about CVS sessions, right? One thing that I can say is there a way that you can contact your insurance company and see if they have
I
a
did
list
that.
of in-network
I did that
therapists.
already. That's what I'm
But you're
telling you.
saying
I spent
CVS. I'm
a day
confused.
doing that. No, I told you that I got all the phone numbers and I called. Then you said, when was the last time? The last
Right.
time was CVS. The reason why the health carriers, the one with through my health care didn't work, a lot of the numbers were inaccurate. It was a disaster. So I called, I spoke to them. They sent me a letter about that and I called them. We talked about that. So I was trying to get, since CVS has accessible therapists, they have available therapists, try to get that done. So I'm enjoying life. Like I'm not like under the bridge, somewhere in a cave. I'm going to a party on this weekend. I'm enjoying my life. New wardrobe, new hair, new everything, having a good time. It's just on the solo tip for now. We'll see. Yeah, I'm enjoying my life. It's
Okay.
good.
Well, one of my
Mhm.
concerns is, right?
Mhm.
One of my concerns is that I, I just want you to know that there's also telehealth. So make sure that when you talk to your insurance company again, see if they can give you names for providers that are strictly doing telehealth visits, over the computer or whatnot, because there's a lot more opportunity for that. And when you leave messages for them, mention that you're willing to do telehealth, because a lot of therapists have not come back into the office since the pandemic, and you're able to get your session started from afar, and that way you can at least just continue to be on the search for someone to work with you professionally, to just help you work through
Yeah.
some of the past traumas that may be there, and some of the things that you may need to address.
Tanya, I want to tell you I appreciate this. I want to vouch for myself. Listen, you're very helpful, and I want you to understand. I absolutely am dedicated to finding a therapist. The person that I had previously, we had about 3 sessions. She was helpful in a certain aspect of my life, which was the professional aspect, right? So I absolutely would like to have a therapist. So I also understand that there's a time for everything. So I can be as pushy as I want, and believe me, I can be very pushy in terms of I want something, making my phone calls, and it just doesn't fall into place at the moment I want it. So I can relax and say, okay, I'm not suicidal. I don't know if I could say that word, but I'm not in such a bad state. Sometimes I cry, that's human, but I'm not like somebody who's putting it on the back burner. That's all there is for me. Because in order to do the things I want to do in life, which is just to live a happy life the way I want, the level I want, which is not necessarily financial, but just involves a better quality of life, I've got to be healthier. If I want friendships, I've got to be a person that can hold the basket, my end of the basket up. The friend can't hold the basket and I'm dropping the basket and I thought I was holding it, or I have to be able to be in that thing with another person.
I
I
listen.
can't do what I did before. So I'm
I
committed
listen,
to
listen,
my
listen, listen.
own health. That's why, but,
I'm not exactly sure what
huh?
it is that I'm not sure what I said that gave you the
No, what I'm
impression
telling you is
that
the
I'm not
health,
sure what
the telehealth
I'm
thing.
not sure what I said that gave you the impression that we don't think that you're taking all of the steps that you can to
Oh,
find a
okay.
therapist.
I'll tell you what I meant when I
I'm
said that. Because of the
merely I'm
telehealth
merely
thing.
I'm merely suggesting what it is that I have been told by therapists who have
Got
called me
it.
back, because I
Perfect. Got it.
know that
Mm-hmm.
there's a pretty long wait, right?
Got it. Got it completely.
And
I
so
understand.
I'm telling you that the therapists have told me, when you
Okay.
call and leave a message, let them know that you're willing to do telehealth visits, because
Perfect. Okay.
that
I will.
ensures the
Got
likelihood
it.
of a callback, because most of them have not come back into offices since the pandemic.
Thank you for that clarification. When unfortunately with these numbers, I couldn't even leave messages. But going forward, when I do the next round of phone calls, because I'm going to contact my health carrier again because they claim that they were updating their list in the letter they sent me. So when in this next round, I will include that in my message that I'm
And
able to do telehealth.
and then I'll
I
say
will
this
specify
as
that.
well. And I'll say this as
Yeah.
well. If your insurance company is not giving you a list, a viable list of in network therapists that you can rely on. This may be an opportunity for, and this is December, so the marketplace is open for you to switch carriers, and you may need to switch to a different healthcare provider that has a larger network of mental health professionals to be able to assist you, not because you're the capital S word or in dire needs or anything like that, but because
Mhm.
your life is important and because your healing journey is important. Not because I'm saying that you're not going out and having a good time, but because there may be traumas there that need to be healed. And there's no time like the present, especially now in the winter when, it's a time to relax and do things a little more slowly. This is a great opportunity to be able to go through the process of working with a professional to heal psychologically, emotionally, not because you're on the verge with a razor blade or anything like that, but
Mhm.
because your life matters, your happiness matters, your healing matters.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. If it was up to me, I would have been in therapy since September. Okay, that is something that I was crying over that, and I went to my doctor and spoke
You
to her about that 2 weeks ago. I was like, I had a conversation with her because I was like, gosh, I just want a therapist. I was like, I want someone to talk to, but as I worked through that, the day after dayness of it, I was like, wow, I still need a therapist, but my goodness, I was able to work through a lot of things. But Tanya, you are 100% correct. I've got trauma that needs to be dealt with. And every time I listen to your program and I hear you talk about, and some of the callers and other places that I listen, and I hear people talking about the help that they get, I'm like, wow, they're so lucky. So, yes, I do want a therapist and I want help. And everything that you said was a little gift to me, and I appreciate it. Even though I sound anxious because I always get nervous. I know I'm on the air. I'm a little jittery. But yeah, I totally appreciate what you're saying.
The
I
very
really
last
do.
thing that I said to
I
you
do,
was,
100%.
and I'm so glad that you appreciate it. I'm happy that you called in. The last thing that I said to you, especially if you've been calling your insurance provider's list since September, if they don't have a viable list of therapists, it may be time to change your healthcare provider. It may be time to
I could go
change and
into that
switch.
specifically. They sent me a letter. I don't want to go into the details of it. About the time period that I could change. I don't remember. So I know what you're talking about, though, the open enrollment. But they did give me an option of if someone's out of network, and that they just gave it to me. So that's why I was trying to go through CVS. They said if it's out of network, if I get a prior authorization, they would pay. So that's what I'm working on. Finding
Okay.
somebody, even if the person is out of network, that I can just get the private authorization, which only takes 7 days. I'm on the case because I'm worried about my soul and myself. Trust me. And I appreciate you for being on my case to say, yes, just because you're having fun. For me, having fun is something I wouldn't do if, actually, that's a lie. I go out all the time. Doesn't matter. I like to have fun. I do. But no, this is important to me. This is a Christmas gift, okay? Me getting a therapist would be just right for Christmas in terms of what I really need in life. I don't need a Gucci. I don't need a fancy car. I wouldn't mind a nice house with a pool, okay? But I do need a therapist, like seriously. For me, that's priority number one, honestly. So yeah, I'm on board with everything that you're saying, and and it's not falling on deaf ears. That little
Okay.
tidbit that you gave me about tell them that it's telehealth as opposed to in person, I'm definitely going to utilize that when I get through to somebody. But I didn't even get through to people, to doctors. But when at some point I will. I mean, it's not going to go on forever. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you for everything. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, I didn't expect to get all this, but I'm thankful because you're very helpful. And I always said, I wonder if she'll ever help me one day. And you did. So I appreciate it
Okay.
very, very much. I do.
All right. Wonderful. Well, remind us of your
I
name again.
do. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Remind us of your name again.
My name's Kathy.
All right, Kathy, thank you so much for calling in.
Thank you, Tonya. Bye-bye now.
All right, bye bye. Somebody asked, why are we pressuring her to get a therapist? She wants a therapist. She wants a therapist. And when a person acknowledges that they want a therapist, sometimes when we kind of get stuck in a rut, we don't really know how to get out of the rut, and people can present different ideas to you for ways to pivot and shift. She wants a therapist. So that's why we were helping her come up with ideas for how she can get a therapist. Um, Brittany is saying, you realize a lot of providers don't accept health insurance in New York City and you have to pay out of pocket. I am in New York City. There are hundreds of people in my network who provide, hundreds of Black women, because I did a narrow down search, hundreds of Black female therapists who are in my network. So whether or not there are thousands of people who are out of network and don't accept insurance, that is irrelevant. If you are interested in finding a therapist that is covered by insurance and your network is not providing a viable list of therapists, it may be time to change your insurance company. That is what I'm saying. It is not as if you are talking to a person who is outside of New York. I am in New York as well. And I have been working on getting a therapist myself. The end of the year is coming. It's time to do my assessments and my yearly assessment, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. And so you're talking to a person who is actually in this journey right now. And I've been told what it is that I told her to express on the voicemail that I'm interested in. But for me, it's about more than just me getting an appointment with any therapist. I need to talk to the therapist and ask them questions and get a sense for their energy and their temperament. And if your insurance company is providing you a list of people who don't even have voicemail in 2022, this is problematic. This is problematic to me. It's problematic to me. So nonetheless, phone lines are back open. I'm going to take one more phone call. And then we are going to jump out of here. I'm going to see what else it is that I can begin to cook this evening. And then we shall go from there. You're on the air live with Tonya. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hi, Tonya. This is Vanessa. I'm in California.
Hey, we got Van Van in the house out in Cali. Talk to me. What's up, my dear?
Well, I'm not going to take much of your time. I'm just calling in on the topic that I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. I haven't celebrated Thanksgiving since my kids were young because I just thought it was like too close to Christmas. So, it was a choice. And since the holidays are pretty much about kids, I'd rather do Christmas than Thanksgiving. Just happens this Thanksgiving, my kids' friends are going to be with their family, so they have no choice but to come to me. And I'm like, I really don't want to do anything, but I'll do it because it's family. But we're not having
a
traditional
little
anything.
something, a little something. Even if you
Yeah.
just go out and get a rotisserie from the grocery store.
Oh no, we're gonna do biscuits and gravies, charcuterie boards, little
Oh,
appetizers. We're doing that kind of stuff. I'm not doing ham and turkey. I don't want to be bothered with that stuff because first of all, it's prep time, then cook time, and I'm like, no, thank you. I'm not in the mood for that.
no, I feel you. But you know what? I listen, for those of you on the text notification squad, this is Vanessa. We know you. I recognize the voice. I'm like, okay, this is our girl. So, yeah. So, look, so if you're in the mood to celebrate this year, even a little, go for it with your charcuterie
Yeah.
board. Whoa.
Yeah, because I've been down and I usually am down around the holidays, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta pick myself up and do something different. So when my girl
Yeah.
said, hey, you want to celebrate? And I said, can we just do simple stuff? And they say,
Yeah.
yeah, and I say, sure, that sounds like fun. Come on over. You all can drink, I don't.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Listen, as a matter of fact, I got some pina colada mix, some good one too down there. And I got some
Ooh, that
Ray and
sounds
Nephew
good.
rum from Jamaica. So you Jamaicans that provided this Ray and Nephew, I got some of that. We got some ice. Okay. Listen, I just
Uh-oh.
what I decided that for Thanksgiving that we were not gonna, for Thanksgiving, typically people create this huge, gigantic spread with a whole bunch of things. And we made the decision during the pandemic to really only cook our favorites. So we during the pandemic, we only did macaroni and cheese, collard greens, and we did cornbread, and we did candied yams. And I think last year I made a sweet potato pie. And so this is
Ooh.
all, so we just make the favorites. My father wants some rice and peas this year. So I have me some scotch
Mm-hmm.
bonnet pepper and some coconut milk, and I'm soaking the kidney beans downstairs in some purified salt water right now. And so yeah, so I'm gonna cook up those kidney beans tomorrow and then make up the rice and peas, and then I don't know which day we're actually having our fall feast on because we don't do the whole Thanksgiving thing, but collard
Uh-huh.
greens always taste better the next day. They just
Oh,
they
don't
just
it?
yeah, because they need to absorb the flavor. Macaroni and cheese tastes better the next day as well. So
Mm-hmm.
I might just actually get the macaroni and cheese started this evening because yeah, I might do that. But no, or I might do it
Yeah, you can
tomorrow.
have a little
I
bit
don't know.
today and have some tomorrow when it tastes really good.
Yeah, and you know what? My one of my girlfriends, she's Dominican, and they have like this celebration like the night before Christmas where everybody opens up presents and all of that. And when I went to one of her celebrations, she had this potato salad with beets in it. For those of you who are
Ooh.
Dominican, oh, oh my goodness, from the time that I first tasted that, I said, "What is ya?" I said, "Oh." And she gave me her recipe. And so I'm thinking about, I have a beet, a fresh one. So I'm thinking about, trying it. I'm thinking about that. I'm thinking. I'm
That
not
sounds
sure.
good.
It is really good. Has anybody had this Dominican potato salad before? I know people make fun of adding strange things to potato salad, but the beets inside of it, it turns it into this beautiful pink color. It looks like ambrosia. It looks like
Oh, see, I
ambrosia.
love beets. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
do you? Okay.
Oh, I love beets. Oh my goodness, yes.
You know what? Look it up. They have many different recipes online for just look up Dominican potato salad. And and just look it up because they have many different recipes that you can do. But yes, 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 yes.
Okay. You got me one some potato salad now, and that may actually be some, and just throw some in there just to see what it tastes like. Because I love beets,
Yeah.
so
Do
now you got
you?
my mouth all watery.
I'm telling you, it's delicioso. It's so good. So,
Oh,
so, so, so good. Yes. And it's
well,
made
I
pretty
am
much the
so.
same way as regular potato salad is made, but they have beets and I think it's like peas also in there, but I'm not exactly sure. I just know that it was pink. And when I saw it, it just looked so pretty on the table. I was like, what is this? And I tasted it. Oh, I haven't been the same since. I haven't wanted regular potato salad since. It's just so good.
So you like ambrosia salad too, don't you?
I don't know what ambrosia salad is. It doesn't sound good, but
Oh,
what
you
is it?
don't? Oh, okay. See, a lot of people like that, and I'm like, I don't like it because it's just too sloppy. But potato salad is different
Yeah. Let me
because
look up
ambrosia
ambrosia
salad is
salad.
like this pink color too. And I
Yeah,
was just
I
thinking
know
about
what
that,
it
and I'm
is, but
like,
I
I
haven't
don't care.
tasted it. I know what it is, ambrosia
Oh,
salad, but I
okay.
don't know what's in it. I know it's pink. Hold on. This don't even look good. Hold on. Let me. Mm, what the
It's
devil
just
is this?
sweet.
This look. Oh my God. Oh no. Lord Jesus, help. Oh my God, no. Oh my goodness. No, no,
I
no. Who is
told you
doing
it
this? Who
looks
is doing
disgusting.
this? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no.
I tell
Oh my
people
no,
that
no,
all
no,
the
no,
time. I
no,
say,
no.
no, thank you, but you go ahead and you enjoy, and it's sweet also. So I'm not really. I'm a
Why
savory
you do this to
person.
me? Why you do this to me? My mouth was
I
all a
didn't
watering. Look at what she's done to me. Now this is on my screen. What is this? This actually kind of looks like
I did not
yogurt.
mean to. That was just funny. But thank you for making me laugh
Is
too,
this
Tanya, because
Cool
you know
Whip?
the
Oh my
holidays
Lord, they
and my
got green
son
one
thinks,
now.
oh my
Yeah.
God,
Mm, mm,
you make me
mm.
laugh.
Mm, mm, mm. This actually kind of looks good. This one, it's not all sloppy and juicy. Oh my God. Okay, okay.
Some
All
of
right.
them
Oh.
look like they're too dry, and some just look like they're too wet. There's never anything in between when it comes to ambrosia salad. I haven't seen one that made me go, oh, I would like to taste that. Every time I feel like, oh, no, thank you.
I'm telling you, I don't
and
know
I
what is going on.
and I don't mean to offend people, but I think people get offended when you don't want to taste their ambrosia salad. Now there is something that I'm thinking about doing: the
Mhm.
cranberry mold with the cream cheese on the top and with the
Ooh, and
walnuts.
some
That is
nuts.
delicious.
Ooh, that sounds good. We're
But
not
it's
gonna do
fresh
that, but
cranberries, so you have to make up your own cranberries. It's not the stuff out the can. And it is.
right, right, right,
My
right,
aunt used to
right.
make it every year, and I miss St. Louis so much just for that right there,
Mm. You know what?
because
That
it's
might be
sweet and
something
it's
that we
cheesy.
do. Yeah, we might do. So when you do your cranberries, because I make cranberries from scratch as well. It's just so tangy and just so delicious.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, I might do so. We might do something like that for in during the winter solstice. But for Thanksgiving, I'm only doing the favorites because I don't like to have a whole bunch of
Mhm.
leftovers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we only do
Look,
the favorites, 'cause otherwise the
it's
refrigerator
really
just
easy
packed.
though.
Yeah.
But you make your
Yeah.
cranberries just like you do now, with lemon, the cranberries, the sugar,
Mhm,
whatever
mhm, mhm,
flavorings you
mhm,
want in it.
mhm,
Then
mhm.
you get the cream cheese really warm, and you add just a little bit of whipping cream, heavy whipping cream to it, so that
Really?
it'll just mix up. And you spread it. Then you sprinkle walnuts on it. You don't have to put any seasonings in the cream cheese because it's already seasoned.
Well, why
And
are
you
you not putting the nuts at the bottom? Hold on, let me look this up. So, cream
It's called a
cheese,
cranberry mold.
cran cranberry walnut. Ooh, they make cookies like that. Ooh, I saw something. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know something? These people on Google are playing. Look at this mess that they got up on my screen. What is this madness? What is this? Oh, this look a mess. Oh, Jesus, no. Oh, God. Oh, babe. Oh, good. No, help me. Oh, my
I wish
goodness.
I had a picture of my aunt to
This
show
look
you, but I don't.
terrible. No, 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 no. This look awful. Oh, God, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, God, my mouth. Mm, mm-mm, mm-mm,
Then you
mm-mm.
say,
What
oh,
is
no, no, no,
this?
no, no, no.
Oh, this
But
look a
they're probably
mess.
using
What is
the
this? Oh
canned
God,
stuff
no.
too.
No, they're using the dried up ones. Oh my goodness. No, 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 no. Why they done did this
Oh,
to me? No, I
no,
gotta get off
no,
this
you have
page.
to.
It won't let me go
Oh,
back. I
but
gotta get out of here.
that's somebody that don't know how to cook. People who don't know how to season their food, there are also people who don't know how to cook their food.
Hold on, I gotta get the right thing
So
up on my screen because this I need you all to see the madness that I am seeing here. Oh my
that
goodness. This is
is,
too much. Look, I mean, this doesn't look
that is,
that bad, but
oh,
refrigerator,
okay.
let it cool off. And then I would take it out of the refrigerator, take the mold off, let that cranberry drain over the side with the nuts down at the bottom. I would have everything separated. I cannot do this. Not the way that they are
You
showing
just
this.
did an
This just,
upside down one. That's all that was. Because that's exactly because I just put it in the refrigerator. It gets stiff like a cranberry out of the can, and then you cut it into the little squares. Where I didn't cut mine into a little square, I cut mine into a big chunk. But that's another story.
This is
But you
pretty.
just cut it, and it's delicious because there's walnuts all over the top, just like you said. You put it
Okay,
at you
look
want to
at
put it
this.
at the
Look at
bottom.
this. Okay. This right here doesn't look
Uh-uh.
bad. This doesn't look bad. If you can look at the
No,
screen real
that
quick, that
don't even
doesn't
look
look bad.
anything like no, no, no,
Wait, you know what? There's a
no.
little bit of a delay. So you might be looking at something before. You might be looking at something before. This doesn't look bad either. But I want it to be separated. That's what I want. This look a mess. I just want to punch this thing off the table. Oh my goodness.
See, they mixing it all together, and that's not how it's supposed to be done. It's actually layered. That's
Somebody done
how
put
my aunt had
arugula in
it
it.
look like a Christmas dish.
Somebody done put arugula inside this. I wanted this is, this type of stuff this doesn't make any sense. Oh no.
Well,
What
you
is this
know.
green stuff? Oh, it's scallions. Oh, I gotta get this has got my
Oh,
mouth angry.
okay,
This
Tanya. I'm seeing some of the stuff. It is on delay, and you know what? Ugh, okay, yeah. Stop looking for it on there. I'll send you a picture one day through Telegram so you can see what my aunts look like.
oh girl, I'm mad now. This done got me angry. This got me angry now. I gotta get this off my screen. This done irritated me. Irritated me. It done irritated me. This
Oh
done
my goodness.
irritated me. Oh my goodness.
Tanya,
Listen.
thank you, thank you, thank you. Like those other callers said, you do make a difference with us. You really do. I don't come on all the time because I'm so caught up in therapy right now and
Mm,
always thinking maybe this is not something I need to hear because I'm already a little. Oh, I got to tell you something just really quick. The other
mm-hmm.
day, I tried to go to work. I do DoorDash.
Oh
And a
wow,
guy
okay.
almost ran me over, but right before he almost ran me over, he let two Latinas cross the street, but he zoomed up and almost hit me before I jumped back. He saw me
Wow.
get out my car, and there was a spot next to it. He parked right on the side of me and left about 4 inches between his car and my driver's side door.
Mm-mm.
So I go up and I ask him, I say, can you back out and pull in straight so that I can get into my car? And he said, what? And I said, can you back up, please, sir, so that I can get into my car because I don't want to hit your truck. And he said, he just turned back around. So I opened up the door and I squeezed in, and it was hitting against his door. He all of a sudden out of nowhere just said, fat bitch. So I didn't hear him. So I looked at him and I said, what did you say? I didn't hear you. Excuse me. He said, I said, fat bitch. And I said, oh. I said, yeah, I am a fat bitch. But guess what? You're an ugly motherfucker. So I guess that means neither one of us have anybody. And it just made me laugh because I didn't get mad. I just came back really quick. And I'm like, oh, therapy is working because I'm starting to get my quick wit back again because I had lost it. I'm going to get home and go. I should have said. So I just want to let you know that because you talk about therapy so much, I kept going, kept going, kept going. I got a psychologist in February,
Yes.
but right now I have a therapist, which is working out well because it's keeping me at a point where I'm working my way up to talking more deeply about things when I get to the psychologist.
Oh, wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that. I'm happy that you have taken steps and that you have found results and that you are on the path to healing. I love that. Thank you so much for calling in, Vanessa. We're going to
Okay, have a
did
great
you get your
holiday,
text
okay?
today? Did, oh, you got your text today, right?
Yes, I got my text. I sure
Okay, and
did.
are you on Telegram too inside of the TKO
Yes,
Hangout?
I'm on Telegram.
Okay, all right. Okay. So I will see you offline. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you.
Uh, okay, bye.
All right, we love you. Bye-bye. All
Thanks.
right. All right. Today was so wonderful. I'm so happy that I hear the house is filling up. So oops. Hold on. My bottle of water is trying to jump down onto the ground, telling me to drink it. I see that we have some apples that have come in. I appreciate you all coming out and being a part of this broadcast. I think that talking about these things are important. Talking and continuing to stress the importance of therapy is important. Talking about taking your self-care and your self-healing to the next level. And I think that it's important to interact with people live who are in different places in their lives because, we can see ourselves in other people. We can see ourselves in other people's journey. And there's some people who are against me and what it is that I say, etc. And I urge you to take a few moments to sit back and really self-evaluate and try to separate what is your own stuff coming up versus what is being presented. Like people who are like, oh, leave her alone. Oh, this, oh, that. I know what I'm doing up here. You may not know what's going on, but I know what I'm doing. I am a trained professional and I know what I'm doing. So you have to take the time to figure out whether or not you are in a space to be able to receive what it is that is being given. And if you're not in that space or you're in a different space and you think that you will be happier somewhere else, you have to listen to yourself and go do what you feel is right for you, right? We'll still be here when you shift. And if you need this space again, we'll be here. You can come back. So listen, we're going to check the apples and then I will see the text notification squad in the hangout that we have. If you're part of the text notification squad, I urge you to as well join us on what is the name of this app? Telegram. Join us on Telegram as a backup. We have two different areas on Telegram. We have a hangout where we write to one another, and then we have the notification board where I send out the notifications for the videos there so that you never miss a video. That way, if anything happens with the telecom service and you're not able to get your text for whatever reason, you'll always be able to get your Telegram. And they are free as well for the people who are interested in getting the notification, not as a part of the tech squad, but just publicly, the live alerts. You can join. The link is in the description. And for the people who are on the text notification, we have a separate area for just us so that we keep it exclusive with the energy that we have created and maintained behind the scenes. All right, so let's grab this apple and then, a, 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 a. Destiny sends in $22 and she says, thank you for helping the community. We appreciate the love, Destiny. Thank you. I'm glad to be of service, and I have to continue to remind myself, that I have to continue to remind myself that the work that I do is important and to continue pushing forward. All right. So I appreciate the love and support. And if you want to send me an apple when I'm off air, you can always send it. It's $ Tonya TKO, and I'll send you back the notification that I received it. And then what else is there? I will see you all in the next video, but now is the time that you need to type out the self-love lesson that you learned from today's video, because every video has a self-love lesson and we have to find what it is in each video. So I'm going to put your stuff up here. Go ahead, type SLL. A. The link for Telegram is private, so I'll send out another link to you on the text squad. I'll send you an email. But if you just want the live alerts, the description, the link is in the description for the free live alerts. And if you want to join the Telegram group, I'll send out the link again to the text squad via email. So check whatever email you signed up with the text squad on. All right. So that way you'll be able to get in there. All right. So text squad, our private link is private. So just keep that between us. Do not publish that publicly, because there is a public one that is in the description of each video now. All right. Or you know what you can do? There's other ways that you can do it too. If you, yeah, if you write to me on Telegram, I will send you over. And my telephone number on Telegram is the public number, which is 323-488-3149. So let's see what the self-love lesson is that you all learned from today's video. Let's take a look and see what you learned. And then I'll give you my self-love lesson. So come on, let's hear it. Mm. mm. No, I don't want no scrub. Not going to change my mind. Thank you all for such kind words. You are my knockout family. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Be inspirational or life will pass you by. All right, let's see. Okay, I feel you on that. I feel you. Let's see. Type SLL so I know that you're putting up your self-love lesson. Let's see. What happened to Steve? Listen, these the markets out here are low. Have you seen what happened to Bitcoin? So everything is low. So I'm sure Steve will come back once things are back up and swinging, you know. Let's see. Happy holidays to everyone. Happy holidays and happy fall festival. Happy autumn harvest to the people who do not celebrate Thanksgiving. You know, I don't blame anybody for not celebrating Thanksgiving. What I do want you to do is to celebrate. Celebrate. So Angela says, learn to love yourself and know your flaws. Okay. I had to pay for the app when I joined for the app. Itself had me pay for at least my provider, or that app made me pay because I had to click twice to upload it. I'm okay with that though. No, 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 no. Telegram is free. It is free. There's no payment for Telegram. And you might want to look into why someone is making you pay, unless you're international and it costs money internationally, which I doubt it does. But Telegram is free, so you should not be paying for it at all. SLL, thankful for loved ones and introspection. SLL, celebrate life and all the beauty that is. Don't park sideways and call me fat because I know I'm PHAT, witty, and go to therapy. Get into it, y'all. You're so silly. All right. We always play a part in every situation. Sure. Listen, I feel you on that right there. I feel you on that. Even when we can't see it, like sometimes other people see things that we don't see, but all we can do is just continue to heal. And then one day we will see. All right, SOL, I'm going to give you all another minute and a half to come up with your self-love lesson. Then I'm going to... Listen, I'm not going to read that N. SOL, get therapy. Okay. Celebrate and enjoy your life. A good therapist can be helpful. Yes, celebrate life while you can. Tomorrow isn't promised to anyone. That is a word right there. That is a word right there. That is absolutely right. Absolutely. Our friends, it's not promised that they'll be here. Our family members, you know, it's like one day here, gone the next. So, yes, I'm looking for those SLLs. Yes, I have my rose quartz in my hand in the shape of a rose. Do not link any bank accounts to Telegram. African scammers. Listen. Do not, yeah, exactly. Telegram does not cost much. Happy Festivus, Lord have mercy. If you paid for Telegram, talk to your credit card company. There's always a reason to celebrate. Wonderful. All right, so I'll go ahead and give the self-love lesson that I learned from today's video, right? So go out there and love one another. Most importantly, love yourself. And part of loving yourself is finding trusted sources that you trust. And if you trust those sources, know that sometimes those sources can see things that you don't see, hear things that you don't hear, and that your perspective may need further introspection because we only know what it is that we know. And anything outside of that, may be foreign to us. We get used to doing things the way that we do them. Take the time to listen, especially if it's a trusted source. You don't have to agree, but listen. Take the time to hear what a person is saying and then weigh it, consider it. We talk about us listening to answer, not really listening to process. And I think that we all have to take the time to just kind of figure out, especially when we're dealing with a trusted source, figure out how we can listen more, talk less. Because when we have trusted sources that we interact with, it is a gift to us. It's a gift to us. And if we are so interested in being heard that we don't take the time to listen, we could be missing out on something that could be very beneficial. I'll say that. We could be missing out on something that could be very beneficial to us, right? All right. So on that note, I will see you all. I see some new SLL. Celebrate and appreciate the ones that make you feel whole. Even if they don't, you can always send them love and move to the ones that do. Life is short, but this is our story to tell. I love that. That's beautiful. Beauty says, love all the beautifulness that is living in all of us and the beautifulness surrounding us with the beautiful seasons. I love that. That's beautiful. Always share what you have. I don't know about that now, Kimon. But if you feel that you need to always share what you have, do what you got to do. Acknowledge the problems, then do the work. I like that. Figure out what it is you want and work on your healing. Yes, yes, yes. Let me go spend some time with my family right now. I will see you all in the next video, whether you decide to celebrate the official holiday, an unofficial family holiday, or whether or not you just do something quiet is kept for yourself, with yourself. You matter. Your life matters. Your presence on earth matters. And you are your company as well. So enjoy your company. And I will see you all in the next video. Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you, Paula. Enjoy your time with your twin sister. Thank you, Vanessa, for calling in. Elle and the rest of the people on the text notification squad who I saw commenting. Throw up your 1010s, and then we shall get out of here. Thank you all so much. Let me put on what music should we listen to? A little Caribbean music right now. I will see you all in the next video. Throw up your 1010s, your boxing gloves. Throw up your 1010s if you're part of the text notification squad. Throw up your boxing gloves, your dancing ladies. Get up and bust a groove. Hey, I appreciate each and every one of you for coming out. Today was a beautiful broadcast. We had our moments, but we always have our moments when we do these broadcasts. It's filled with ups, downs, and around the town. So I will see you all in the next video. Hey. There's a little bit of a delay, so I'm just waiting for it to catch up, especially since the broadcast bumps off. It creates even more of a delay. All right. Hey. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hey, Just Jay. Text notification squad.